Hey everyone, so this is Elementary Season 5, Episode 13, called Over the Barrel. The episode starts off 3 years prior in January 2014, and a man named Jack Brunel has come to talk with Sherlock about his son who was attacked. But Joan says it will have to wait since they are already on a case. Then 10 months later, in November 2014, Jack comes back again. This time, his son, we find out his son is OD'd because he gets hooked on prescription drugs after getting beaten. Then a year and 3 months after that, in February 2016, Jack is at the station to talk to Sherlock, and he says his son was assaulted back in 2012, and the statute of limitations is almost up on bringing charges against the people who assaulted his son, and he wants help solving the case. Sherlock turns him down yet again, and in the present day, Jack holds a customer-filled diner hostage, and demands to talk with Sherlock and Joan, where he will shoot everyone in the diner. Gregson and Marcus say they should only put them on the phone, but Sherlock says, well, Jack's just gonna make you bring me inside, so I might as well just go inside anyway. So he and Joan go inside, and Sherlock says to Jack that this is a hell of a way to get him to talk with him, or just to talk with him. But Jack says he's been trying for years to get Sherlock to take on the case, but Sherlock's always blown him off. And this is the only way he knew how to do it. Joan then mentions that the most they could do is charge the man guilty of the assault with assault and not murder. But Jack's like, well, he could have prior, so this could be his third strike and send him to prison for life, or for decades. But nobody knows, not until you actually find the guy who did it. Jack then gives a bag of his sons to Sherlock that could be useful. And as they try to leave, Jack says Joan stays, and Sherlock is the only one allowed to go. But Sherlock is not having it. Jack says he will only allow Joan to help via phone. So Jack then says that this day is the exact day since his son was assaulted 5 years prior, and if Sherlock doesn't find the person responsible at the time, the 16 hours are up, which is because the statute of limitations runs out at midnight. He will start shooting people. At the police station, Sherlock is reading through some texts between Jack's son Connor and a guy named Daria. At first glance, the texts seem harmless, but there's something wrong with them since in it they reference a case being on trial on February 12th. But since that day is Abraham Lincoln's birthday, there wouldn't be any cases tried that day, and because all the courts would be closed that day. Sherlock then suspects Connor and Dario were lovers, and Dario broke things off and made Connor mad. They bring Dario in, and he denies having killed Connor because he loved Connor. He was in Aruba when it happens, and we come to find out Connor got kicked out of law school because he couldn't keep up with the schoolwork and was failing pretty much every one of his tests. Jack didn't know about this. In fact, nobody knew. So Connor got a job at night at a warehouse as a security guard, which made it impossible for him and Dario to meet because Dario would work during the day, Connor would work at night. So Sherlock then calls Joan and tells Jack on speaker that Connor failed out of law school and got a job at the warehouse. Connor had a hat with the name Morgan Holt written on it. And Sherlock says he will call back when he visits the company. When Jack allows Joan to make coffee, she tells him he had no intentions of killing the hostages because he doesn't have enough ammo. Um, but is planning on. He says, well, maybe you're right. Maybe what I am planning on doing is killing only the guy duct tape. And I think he said the guy's name is Donald Andrews. He is the guy who was originally put on to Connor's case, but he didn't make the effort to find out what happened. So that's why he was doing it. Marcus and Sherlock then go to the job that Connor worked at, and his former boss says since it would have been hard to place one person on the job, finding someone at the last second would have been pretty much impossible, which left the building unattended that night. Sherlock then suspects that Connor assaulting Connor that night 5 years ago was to make sure that the building would be unguarded to take something from it. Sherlock then looks at the footage of a drone that recorded video over the warehouse the night Connor was attacked, and it looks like someone or a group of people were smuggling something in barrels, and that's why Connor was attacked. They bring in Mr. Trumbull, who operates the barge, or the loading dock, or whatever, that brought in the barrels, and they tell him that if he tells them who's doing the smuggling and who assaulted Connor, they will tell the DA that he cooperated. But he claims he doesn't know anything about the smuggling whatsoever. And what had happened was about 10 years prior, he was approached by a gang called Sherlock 99th, I think, and they would, tell him to conveniently not be there when they wanted to smuggle things in. But what happened was he stopped hearing from them right after the smuggling operation happened. So back outside, Marcus, tells Sherlock when he was first made a cop that he caught a case between Shoreline 99th and a rival gang. The rival gang was winning and thinks Shoreline 99 was wiped out. Sherlock then walks around with a sign around his neck outside looking for the rival gang. And just as he updates Joan and Jack, he and Marcus get approached by the rival gang. Joan then asks how long he's been sick, or how long he's known he's been sick, and if he plans on, why he hadn't treated his cancer. And he says the reason why he hasn't, is because he doesn't like the fact that he has outlived his son. Anyway, so Sherlock and Marcus meet with the rival gang, and he asks what happened to Shoreline 99th, but he doesn't know. So they ask where they last saw the Shoreline 99th, but the building that they give isn't there anymore because it was bulldozed. Then Sherlock noticed that one of the gang members in the room used to be part of the 99th from a lasered off tattoo that he could see. And the guy admits he was part of the Sherlock 99th, but hasn't seen them when they got disbanded 5 years ago. And he also says he met with a high-ranking the gang's leader Tyrell about some money he owed at a corner store. So Sherlock and Marcus go to the corner store, and Sherlock thinks the building across the street from the corner store is used by the missing 99th members based on how there are new locks and cameras installed on the outside of it. They go in and they find, or they break in and find out maple syrup is in the containers. Sherlock then tells Marcus that a company in Canada regulates how much, I think he said how much syrup is sold within a given year, and anything that isn't sold winds up on the black market. So Sherlock is tasting all the syrup from several companies to see which one is sold, which one uh, unknowingly was sold from the black market, and he finds one, another diner somewhere. So they bring the guy in who was delivering the syrup, and he was part of the 99th. They tell him that the DA will be told about his cooperation if he tells them what they want to know. And Tyrell, the leader, didn't want to do with gang wars anymore, so he came up with the idea to sell stolen syrup. Tyrell's friend beat Connor, so Connor wouldn't show up for work that night. Um, and Tyrell's the only one who knows who the guy is. Um, but turns out Tyrell's dead. Um, Sherlock finds the guy who assaulted Connor and tells us DeMarcus, like, and via this, story about how a guy was beat up in a similar fashion to Connor. But as he's telling the story, Marcus is like, Sherlock. He's trying to get Sherlock's attention, but Sherlock won't listen. You kind of find out that Trimble, the guy from before, who supposedly didn't know about the smuggling, um, is the one who assaulted Connor. Um, and then Marcus drops the bomb on Sherlock that that the deadline has already passed. It's like 5 minutes past midnight. Sherlock then tries to get Jack to extend the deadline, but doesn't, since Sherlock had years to help. Joan then tries to get Jack to stop, but he won't at first. Then she shows him a text she got from Gregson about how if he, continues to move backward any further, he'll get shot in the head. So he stops and says, "Thank you for saving my life," and lets everyone go. The next morning, Sherlock reveals that he got help from the hacker group Everyone, and at the precinct they bring Trimble in and tell him that there's a legal term called trolling, where if someone commits a crime and leaves the country, the statute of limitations is put on hold until they come back, and the statute of limitations is extended however long they've been gone. And in this case, it's 27 hours since Trimble went north over the border into Canada to watch a hockey game. I think it's a hockey game that went on between Canada and a Canadian hockey team and a New York hockey team or something like that. So justice observed. um, so I liked it well enough. Um, I'm still needing Rosie, or sorry, wrong show. Um, we haven't seen Shinwell lately, so we're due to see him soon. Um, but it looks like the next episode's not coming out until February 19th, and that's due to the fact that I saw it on I saw it on I saw it on IMDb that the next episode's not coming on until the 19th, so we have 3 weeks until the next episode comes on. So whew, um I don't know what's up with all these breaks, but maybe it's because of the fact that the Super Bowl is coming on soon. But shouldn't be that long. It shouldn't be 3 weeks, but maybe, I don't know what CBS is thinking, but um we're gonna have to fucking wait until almost a whole month for Sherlock to come back on. So yeah. Um. So I can't even make any predictions. So this is gonna be like a short video. So I'll see you guys in 3 weeks for elementary. So bye.